Good morning and good afternoon, scholars. Today's lesson is for week 7, day 3. We're going to start off with a question. What are some of your jobs? I want you to think about that for a second. What are some of the jobs that you do at home? Maybe you help your family with certain things. What are some of your jobs that you do? The reason why I ask you is because today we're going to be talking about the jobs of plant parts. We've learned about the flowers. We've learned about stems, roots, leaves, seeds. We've learned all about plant parts and what plants need and what plants look like. Today we're going to talk about the jobs of those plants. And we're going to be following along in the Learning in Place packet. So let's get started. It says, do the job. Right here we have a picture of some flowers. It says flowers help plants make new plants. Parts of a flower make seeds that grow into the new plants. So right here we have a photograph of some flowers, and inside those flowers, it's kind of hard to see, but inside there are little seeds. And when the plant drops the seeds, there could be wind. Wind can blow the seeds, and the seeds will fall to the ground, and they can get buried under the soil, and they can make new plants. Bees also help with that, and other insects, other bugs can take the seeds and plant them just by taking them out and dropping them. Or if the wind blows, the wind can knock the seeds off, and that's how new plants are planted. Or people could just buy seeds and plant them themselves. So flowers hold the seeds, and then those seeds get planted and make new flowers that look just like them. So in this blank right here, you would write the word flower. So you're almost writing like a little label. So that word would just go right in there in that box. Down here, we have, think about what those are. What do those look like? Those are the leaves. And it says leaves make food for the plant. They use air, water, and sunlight to make the food. So remember when we talked about the 5 things that plants need? The reason why they need so much is because they make their own food. That's a big difference between people and plants. People can't make their own food using their bodies, but plants can because they're special. So they need the air, water, and sunlight. They need those things so that they can make their own food so they can survive. So in this box, you would write the word leaves, which is right here for you. And then we have 2 other parts. Right here, we see some leaves, but we're really looking at this long part of the plant. That is the stem. And it says stems carry water and nutrients from the roots to the leaves and other parts of the plant. They also hold up the plant. Do you remember what this word means? This word is nutrients. It's a big, special, fancy word. Do you guys remember what that word means? I'm going to give you a little bit of think time to think back. Nutrients are some things, I like to say that they're like vitamins for a plant. If you take vitamins at home, they help make you big and strong. They keep you healthy. So nutrients are found in the soil, which is the dirt, and they help the plant grow and stay healthy. So the stem, that job, the long tubular part of the plant that looks like a straw, that takes the water up from the roots, because it gets the water from the roots in the soil. It takes it up the stem so that it goes to the leaves and it goes to the flower and the rest of the plant. Then down here is the last part. This part is very stringy. It's kind of crazy looking. That part is found under the soil. We call those the roots. The roots grow into the soil and they hold the plant in place. They take in water and nutrients from the soil. So those are the 4 main plant parts that we've been learning about. And I'm going to give you a couple seconds, and you can do it after the video to fill those in. This is the time in class where I would give you some time to fill in the blanks, but you can do that after the video. You can do that at home. So let's quickly review what we learned. I made this poster titled Week 7, Day 3. I have a flower that I drew, and I labeled the parts because that's what we're learning about. I'm just going to quickly review the parts of the plant and what those parts do. Because remember, each part has a special job. So the flower holds the seeds to make new plants. So inside the flower, you'll find seeds. The stem carries water from the roots to other parts of the plant. So I'm actually going to zoom into my picture. So here are the roots down here. And when it rains, so let's pretend we've got some rain coming down, it gets into the soil and the water goes up the roots, up to the stem, and then it can go up to the leaves, and it goes up, and it goes to the rest of the plant. Whether it's a tree, whether it's fruit, whether it's a flower, the roots are responsible for keeping the plant in place, and the stem is what carries the water up the plant. That is the stem. So let's go back to the next part. The next plant part are the leaves, which make food for the plant. And it needs 5 things are what plants need. Plants need 5 things, but what they use to make the food are they use the sunlight, air, and water. That's what plants use to make food. So here we have the leaves right here, and they kind of stick out so that they can get that sunlight, they can get the air and the water, and that's where the food's made for the plant. And then the last part, which I kind of just went over, are the roots. The roots are the part in the soil that holds the plant in place. So plants aren't like us. They can't walk around, they can't move around. They have roots that hold them in place. Because if they moved around, they wouldn't be able to get the soil that they need. So they have roots that are under. We don't usually see the roots much unless it's a special type of plant, but the roots are typically found under the ground in the soil, and they help keep the plant in place. So that is it for today's lesson. Again, I'm trying to keep these very short and sweet so it's not too much, but make sure that you fill in those pages. I'm going to go back to those pages real quick on my screen. Make sure you fill in those words, because the more you write, the better you will remember. So make sure you fill in those plant parts, and I will see you tomorrow. We will continue on learning about plants and plant parts, and we will be learning about flower power. I will see you all soon. Bye.